cooked off some black beans yesterday from scratch, from dried beans. And now I want to show you one of my favorite ways to prepare and use them throughout the week. So while we were all spending a little more time inside, I really got into cooking my own dried beans. You know, basic, very low cost beans at the grocery store like black beans. But then I also discovered more heirloom beans from Rancho Gordo. Just absolutely adore these. Canned beans don't really have that much flavor. And so when you cook beans like these, you can just pack them with a ton of flavor. Well, number one, absolutely you soak them overnight. So 8 to 16 hours, just soak them in very salty water and then discard that water. Start with fresh water, your beans that have been soaked, and then to really pump up the flavor, absolutely add salt, add at least 1 bay leaf. These smell so good. I love to throw in a couple of cloves of garlic peeled, a wedge of onion peeled as well. And then just for some extra flourish, a hard cheese rind like Parmesan Reggiano or Grana Padano, my favorite 2 hard Italian cheeses. So that's what I did with these beans. So I cooked them yesterday, and of course you pull out that Parmesan rind and you pull out the bay leaves and you're left with some great liquid. Okay, we're just gonna start with a couple tablespoons of olive oil, like 2 tablespoons in a microwave safe container. So I'm using this little measuring cup. I know I have garlic in this mix, but I want a little fresher garlic hit too. So I'm just gonna take 1 or 2 cloves and kind of smash, peel, and chop that up and add it into the oil. Very low-tech vintage microwave. Okay, whew, that oil smells so good. While this is hot, we're gonna add a couple spices so they bloom up in that oil. I want about a teaspoon each of ground cumin, right in there, and the same of ground coriander. I really like that combination of coriander and cumin. It's just so fragrant, so good. We're gonna add a little bit of our acids here right now too. And that's gonna be in the form of lime. These are kind of small limes, but I think it'll be fine. Just looking for about a tablespoon or so. We could always add more lime juice later. I'm putting about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in there as well. Really adds a nice punch. All right, great. These are my new favorite ingredient, chipotle peppers in adobo or smoked jalapenos. And last thing, nice big bunch of fresh cilantro. A great time to use up tender stems. Take it off about halfway through and use all those stems. Get rid of anything that looks, you know, like a little edge that's browned. If you taste soap, then, you know, leave it out, or maybe throw in some parsley. 2 chipotles in adobo, however hot you like it. I've grown to like 2. Let's do our cilantro stems. I'm just gonna give it a couple rough chops just to get them in there. It's looking pretty good. Grab a spatula and sort of work everything down. We want these things pretty well pulverized. Okay, I'm gonna toss in our oil, garlic, herby mixture. Oh, smelling terrific. And I think it's time for some beans. Now, we don't want all that liquid, so I kind of scoop in. I want to get about 1.5 to 2 cups of beans. I'm gonna let a fair amount of our liquid drain away. We do want some of it to help whirl up all of that goodness, but we could add more liquid later, like per tablespoon or so. That's looking good. Let's get down in there and let you guys see it. It looks so good. My neighbor's waving at me through the window, walking her little dog, Sugar. I don't think Snugs likes sugar. So good. A little bit of salt. Woo! Just got that chipotle. Not much salt. Just like a pinch. That will be terrific. Delicious black bean puree spread. If we throw it in a frying pan right now with a little lard to be legit, we could do some refried beans. Use it as a dip or a spread. Just seems to get better and better throughout the week. Nice container. Okay, did a little cleanup and it's definitely time for some lunch. I'm starving. So I want to show you how I use up this stuff one of my favorite ways. A couple tablespoons of our black bean spread. Oh, it smells so good. And then just whatever kind of cheese you have on hand, something you like that you think will go with it. Distribute those evenly. Give them a fold over and then into either a dry saute pan, maybe a little bit of oil if you like, or we could even do these sort of in the oven or toaster oven too. Ooh, nice and hot. Toppings are ready to go. Good time to flip. I did spritz just a little bit of olive oil in there and got a nice sort of crackly crust on the outside, but still really soft in the middle. Look at all of that steamy, cheesy goodness. Oh, the smell is so good. A couple tomatoes in there for me, a couple sprigs of cilantro. You can certainly put like meat items in here. I actually love doing these for breakfast with like a soft cooked egg. And then sour cream I think is appropriate. I actually don't have any, but I have some creme fraiche that I'm trying to use up, so that is a beautiful little tang too. I love these guys. Oh yeah, looks terrific. Can't wait to dig in. That is so good. Sort of reminds me of summer. I kind of want a margarita. So much flavor. You got to make this. Pretty much every bean I've come across takes somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes to cook, and it's just all hands off at a lower, slow boil. But in that last 20 to 30 minutes of cooking, if you wanted to take this to like a delicious black bean soup, you could add in some chopped vegetables like carrots, red bell pepper, maybe some potatoes. And then to finish the soup off, once all of that's done cooking, again, remove any of your bay leaves, your Parmesan rind, and then add back some veggie stock or chicken stock until you get a soup-like consistency that you're really happy with. It's just such a terrific soup.